Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Pulse Pods. Are you trying to find true meaning to life and living? Then you are at the right place. I am DJ El Pablo, your host for Pulse Pods. Hello and welcome to another episode of Pulse Pods. You're listening to episode 6 of the Live, Love, Learn series, 3L series for short. In the last episode, we were talking about the 10 ways in which smart people stay calm. And we stopped at number 5, where we said sleep recharges you and makes you become more alert and clear-headed. And then you have self-control and you pay more attention to the things that you're doing and less attention to the pressure that you're feeling. Now, in this episode, we're going to start with number 6 of the 10 ways in which smart people stay calm. And number 6 is squash negative self-talk. Now, squashing negative self-talk starts with nipping the negative thoughts in the bud. So, stop negative thoughts or negative self-talk in its track. Now, you actually give power to your negative thoughts when you think about them more. Now, most negative thoughts are just thoughts, not facts. So the best way to nip them in the bud is not to actually think about them or to channel your thoughts to positive things. Now, when negative thoughts come, stop and write them down. Once you've taken a moment to slow down to slow down the negative momentum of your thoughts, you will be more rational. in evaluating the veracity of the thoughts. Now, when it feels like something always never happens or always never comes through or always never works, your brain is naturally making a big deal out of it. Naturally, your brain takes that stand to make a big deal out of something that never works, which now puts you under pressure. Your brain actually makes a big deal out of the situation or the circumstance or even the event. Now, identifying and labeling your thoughts as thoughts by separating them from facts will help you to escape the cycle of negativity and more toward the positivity and positive outlook. So if you label it as thoughts and separate it from the fact that from facts, then you'll be able to make clear-headed decisions. I can't over-expatiate on this. So just nip it in the bud by not thinking about the negative thoughts. Number 7, reframe your perspective. Now, stress and worry is fueled by your perception of events. So before you spend much time dwelling on something, take a minute to put the situation into perspective. A bit more like the nipping the negative self-thoughts in the bud. You take time, you slow down to actually evaluate what you're thinking about. So this one, before you actually spend much time dwelling on something, take a minute to put the situation in perspective. Now, if your thoughts are unproductive or there is a pattern, list these specific things that are actually not going well. Now, if you can do this, then you'll find that you have created a list of things that are not as strong enough to stress you. Now, they don't look as big as your thoughts if you look at these things if you look at this list of things that you've made that are not strong enough to stress you. And then we go to number 8, which is breathe. It's as simple as it sounds. Just breathe. Now, this is the easiest way to deal with stress. Breathe when in the moment. So basically, when you feel like you're already stressed, just breathe. This helps you train your focus solely on the task at hand. Take a couple of minutes to breathe a couple of times for a couple of minutes while focusing on your breathing. Now, you could go to a quiet place, maybe a room, stay away from every distraction with the aim of focusing only on your breathing. Now, you can breathe in and out for more than a minute. Try and trying to count each breath till 20. This is one strategy in which you can deal with it, and then start again and repeat it continuously. Now, it may be easy, but then you'll be surprised how calm you feel afterwards. Now, it will be easy to let go afterwards of the distractions that you face that are trying to stress you out. Number 9, use your support system. Now, this means you mostly cannot do things all by yourself. You need people. So you should have more like, I would always advise people to have more like a mentor or someone they can talk to that can actually lift their spirits up, or someone they can talk to that can actually give them more like a drive or a push to try to deal with whatever stress that are going through. Someone that can encourage them and give them words of affirmation that can help them deal with whatever stressful situation that they're facing, and actually make them or help them stay calm. No matter what the circumstance is, you need to recognize when you are weak and ask for help when you need it. So basically, I always also advise people that whenever they are going through that in life generally, you need to do a SWOT analysis of yourself, which by SWOT I mean strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's more like a business analysis, but you can actually do it for your personal development. Strength, your strength, weaknesses, those things that are your weak points, opportunities that are right before you, and the threats to the opportunities that are right before you. So these are ways you could actually know that you need people, especially when you're at your weakest. Now, when you feel overwhelmed, just tap into your support system, especially when you feel, particularly taken aback by situations where you are feeling stressed. Number 10, and the last one, limit your caffeine intake. This sounds very odd and abstract, but this is particularly what people are always fall back to when they feel stressed. Too much caffeine triggers the release of a hormone called adrenaline. And adrenaline is responsible for the fight or flight, particularly. It is more like the hormone responsible for the flight or fight response. Now, this mechanism does not help you think rationally or even make proper decisions. So at this stage, your emotions kind of overrun your behavior. So you're basically acting based on what the adrenaline is doing to you, not based on what you're actually thinking, or what your or rational thoughts or decision making whatsoever. To wrap this all up, finally, I would say that overwhelming anxiety and empowerment are mutually exclusive. So anytime you are overcome with enough stress and anxiety, think on these things that I've told you, or the ways in which you can empower yourself and regain control of your situation or whatever emotions or whatever thing that you're going through. And this will also empower you to make rational decisions. So I'd like to thank you for listening to this podcast. And I believe that I've been able to empower you in a way, in the 10 ways in which you can be calm in stressful situations. Thank you very much for listening. God bless your heart. And thank you for all of the comments and the suggestions. And I look forward to meeting with you on the next episode. Very soon we'll be hosting a guest on this show, and I believe that person will be able to encourage you, in different ways and based on their experiences. So thank you for listening, and God bless your heart.